Guys, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. And right now, then, moving on to our next segment, we want to talk about empowering the youth and enabling them to secure their futures. And with me here is Lucy, a lady who's determined to make a change in our generation, especially those young people who are affected by drugs and substance abuse, teenage sex and early pregnancy, depression, and mental instability. She believes that the youth can still secure their future. Karibu sana to the show, Lucy.
Thank you.
Now, you are a writer, a youth mentor, and a career coach.
Yes.
And you're quite passionate about young people and their success. In fact, you say it's your driving force.
Yes.
Why is that?
I believe we all try to, make changes in this environment or the community we live in. And the youth happens to make up the biggest percentage. So if only the youth is stable, then we are assured of a stable community. So I drive my passion from starting from where I am to make the world and the community more habitable by ensuring that our youth are stable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you currently then do a lot of work with young people to ensure that they are indeed stable.
Yes, I do.
What does your work entail?
Okay, my work entails having conversations with the youth, mainly listening to them, talking to them, making sure they believe in themselves, empowering them, just helping them in the journey to achieve the best that they could. Yeah.
And what then would you say are some of the major challenges that our young people are facing?
Currently, the biggest challenge is mental instability, which happens to be fueled by so many other things. For example, top on the list is unemployment, drug and substance abuse, and frustrations, job frustrations or lack of it for that matter. All those things are, these are the things that the youth are encountering.
Yeah. But then there's also a lot of people who then look at the young people and say, you know what, we're impatient, we're just being this millennial generation, we want things instantly. Is there a measure of truth to that?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because
you don't feel like young people want to be famous today, they want to be successful today?
No, I believe the youth just have a lot of energy, lots of energy that needs to be tapped, lots of ambition that needs to be directed. So when that is given, then what everyone complains about the youth will not be the case, because once you guide them, you direct the ambition, you put their energies into the right channel, then okay, everyone wants to be famous, especially the youth. They want to finish college and get a job, but now when you guide them, they realize that everything has takes certain steps to get to where they are. So yeah, I think they just need guidance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you undertaking that guidance? What are you providing? Is it a curriculum? Is it mostly conversations? How are you actually going about this empowerment?
It depends with the level. So we have the youth that is high school level, the high school kids and all that. For that level, we're coming up with a curriculum that is going to, to be based, to help us do that journey. However, we have another group, the ones who are in campus, the ones who've just left college. Now, those ones you just need to engage. Talk to them, let them understand that you've graduated today, you don't expect to be the MD the following day. So it's having a lot of conversation with them. And yeah.
Okay. So are you doing this as an individual, or is this an organization that you're working with?
Of course, I cannot do this as an individual. I have a team that I work with.
Okay.
people who have the same passion for the youth. Yes, we call ourselves Wanjiru Moniki Services, and mainly deal with the youth. Anything to do with the youth. We attend their functions, we attend their camps, we listen to them, because you only get to know what they're doing when you listen to what their frustrations, their fears.
Right.
Yeah.
What do young people feel, at least from the ones that you've spoken to, is that one measure of support that they'd like from either society at large, or from their parents, or even from government? What is that thing they're looking for?
Okay, mainly the youth talk about being given an opportunity to express themselves. They feel that the society, they don't listen to them. They don't get to understand exactly what they're going through. So so they push their frustrations to other ventures because they are frustrated. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys can send in your feedback and your comments to 22999. That's the SMS line. Be sure to let me know where you're watching us from. You can also reach me on social media at SwitchTVKE on Instagram and at SwitchTV Kenya on Facebook and Twitter. And with that said, let me actually just take a look at what's happening on our roads this morning. This is courtesy of Ma3 Route on Twitter. At 8:19 a.m., it was reported 100 meters from Kimende festive bread truck accident, causing a bit of traffic. Okay, a police inspector was seen driving a car with an invalid number plate. That is, it was defaced. How is it that they get away with that and most people are also get in trouble with the law for it? Let's see what else is there. Land grabbing is not a reserve of the rich. This person has taken the pedestrians' path and people have to compete for the road with the vehicles opposite Capitol Hill Police Station. Mtu yani ameenda ka set up a business pale. I don't know if you guys are able to see this, but let me switch this on. Hopefully you can see that. But when people start selling like plants on the side of the road, or they're selling potted plants on the side of the road, you should have this image on your screens now. Some pedestrians are out there complaining about this, that enyewe sasa surely sisi tutatembea wapi. Let's look at another image. Oh my goodness, enyewe they've taken up the entire sidewalk, literally taken up by this guy. I mean, we respect him for his hustle, but wananchi now have nowhere to walk, and certainly they're competing with vehicles. All right, this is Kasarani Mwiki Road in a terrible, terrible state. As you can see there, those potholes are quite significant. The road doesn't even look tarmacked, if it is at all. And so, very interesting. Let's see if there's any traffic to report. Eastern bypass towards GSU is stuck. What is happening? Someone there asks. It seems that there's a bit of traffic on that side, but driving on Wayaki Way in the morning should now be classified under extreme sports, writes Posh QRA. Lots of vitucos, it seems, there on the roads. But let's get back to my guests now here as we continue talking about young people and some of the different challenges that they are facing and how they can actually secure their future. And so, when we look at the environment in which we live in today, as you've mentioned, a lot of young people are jobless. And there's just a lot of despair, a lot of hopelessness even. People are trying to start businesses. They're not taking off as they would like them to. What would you say to a teen now getting ready to become a young adult? How would you sort of caution them or prepare them for the realities of adulting in this 21st century Kenya?
I was talking to a certain teen who was actually telling me that he is afraid of adulting because he's seen adults struggle so much. And I would want to tell teens that it's not all lost. They only need to take one step at a time. you know, we open a business and you want to be making a profit of 10,000 a day on the first week of business. We try to make them understand that this is a bit absurd. Yeah, let us move to a step at a time, and I think that is a process that we train them. You start school. You cannot start school and finish Form 4 on the third year. So you have it's a process.
Okay.
That is something that we try to instill in them.
Yeah.
Take time to do what you do, give it your best, and always be contented with small steps.
Yeah.
As long as you're making a small step, always be contented with that. Because the moment you don't get contented, then you get the frustrations will come in, you feel like you're losing it, while in actual sense you're not. The fact that you're able to sit down and think about a business that you could do and even start, even if you started it when it was very small, then that is a big step in the right direction.
How important is education then for young people today? Because that seems to be another area in which a lot of young guys are just like, there are people who are making it without having to go and slave themselves in university.
Yeah.
It's too expensive anyways.
Yes.
So from your experience though, is that something that a lot of young people would like to do, but maybe finance has held them back? Or are we now encouraging young people to be a bit more industrious then, and just saying, even if you cannot go, there's other ways for you to learn and acquire skills?
Yeah. Okay, first of all, I believe the purpose of education is actually to open our minds, to replace an empty mind with an open one. That said, it isn't a measure of success. The fact that a teen did not qualify to go to campus does not mean that they are doomed forever. However, I would really encourage anyone who could go to school too, but let it be that you're trying to, I say that education should nurture, nurture innovativeness, nurture everything that teen can do, that young person. If this person is a business person, being in school should be able to nurture that. Let him see business opportunities when he is in school. Let him see things that are, the gaps that are there. If this person is a scientist, for example, they shouldn't just wait to go and go to school, then you're employed in a certain lab. Let it nurture you, see the gaps that are there, because your mind is opening up. As you stay in school, then it should open up, whatever it is that,
All right. Well, thank you very much. Lucy Wanjiru Kariuki, once again, is a writer, a public speaker, a youth mentor, and a career coach. And we've been talking about how to empower the youth and help them secure their futures. And should one, wish to get in touch with you or follow your work, how can they reach you?
You can reach me on call. You can also reach me on my website.
Okay.
The website is wanjirumwaniki.co.ke. You can follow us on our Facebook page, Wanjiru Mwaniki. You can also reach me on Twitter at LK_Wanjiru. My phone number is open.
Okay.
0721 243 703.
All right.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming to the show. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, we're going to take a short break now as we get ready for our next segment, where we're going to be looking at a beginner's guide to just doing things. This is Full Circle with Joyce. Stay tuned.